Hey, it's Kyle here, and today I'll be reviewing World War Z by Max Brooks. The official title is World War Z, An Oral History of the Zombie War. Great book, highly recommend it. Probably in the last few years, this is probably one of my top 3 favorite books I've read in, say, the last 2 or 3 years. Love this book, great book. Highly encourage you to go to your local library or bookstore, or if you have a friend that has a copy, borrow it from them. Just read this book, highly recommend it. First, style-wise, I mentioned this book is presented as a non-fiction book, although obviously it's a fiction book. So it reads a lot differently than your typical fiction books because it's really written as a history book. Basically how it's set up is the author of the book was an employee of the United Nations. And after a worldwide zombie war, he was commissioned by this group in the United Nations to gather information and submit an official report on what happened. When he submitted the report, he put his, like I said, his passion in it. It felt like this was going to be his greatest work in his entire life. And he was devastated when the United Nations rejected a lot of his info because, as they said, they wanted more, stats and figures. And he put a lot of humanity into a lot of personal feelings from the people that had lived through the zombie war. And that's not just what they wanted. And he kind of understood that, but he decided, he felt so passionately about his work that he published his complete report as a book called World War Z. And he's presenting this as actual fact. So that's why I said it's written as a non-fiction book, even though it's obviously fiction. The basic plot of it is, and I won't go too much into the plot, but basically, as I'm sure you can guess, there was a worldwide zombie war, and it is very serious. There's moments in the book, where it's about 50-50 if the zombies will win or if humanity will win. But it starts off, at the beginning of the book, it clearly states the humans will win, so I'm not going to ruin anything by saying that. Humans won, zombies lost, so yay for us, we beat the zombies. So that's not really what you're trying to get out of the book. It's not like you're not reading the book to figure out, did the humans win or did the zombies win? You know that straight off the beginning. Basically what makes this book so interesting is this guy went around the world and interviewed all these people who'd lived through the zombie world, so you get these accounts of what it was like to live through the world from different people, be it from a soldier in the U.S. Army, this kid in Japan who was like a teenager and one of these computer gamers who pretty much spent his entire life just living in his little bedroom playing computer games, and all once the zombie war breaks out. You also get viewpoints from the doctor in China who discovered the outbreak. That's where the zombie outbreak started, was in China actually. You also get viewpoints from citizens in Israel. There's a large part of the book that's dedicated to a political figure in South Africa who developed the strategy to defeat the zombies that pretty much all the other countries in the world adapted to their own countries to help win the zombie war. So it's a great book. So like I said, you're getting all these different viewpoints in the world. A lot of times when you read a sci-fi book or something like that, you're just getting a viewpoint of what's going on from a soldier or a government official, or just one person. Very rarely do you get it from citizens, soldiers, governmental figures, citizens from different countries. So I really enjoyed that about this book, and he writes in such a style you really do believe. This really does feel like if an author had went around Europe after World War II and interviewed people, what was it like to live through Nazi Germany, you almost get the same feeling you would have came up with a similar type book as World War Z instead of, take out the zombies and just put the Nazis in there. So it's written really realistically. You almost feel like after you read the book, like, gosh, this, feels like this really happened. So great book. He does a great job laying this out. One of the most talented authors I think I've read in a while. Really look forward to reading some future books from him, and I'm looking forward until seeing a movie about World War Z. They have sold the movie rights. It's been kind of stuck in pre-production the last couple of years. I think they really are really ambitious about the goals for this movie. They really want to make it almost like an Oscar-worthy zombie movie, not your typical, just horror zombie movie that's really not very good, from plot-wise. It's more about blood and gore. Well, this one they really make to be a very, kind of critically acclaimed movie. And they've been so ambitious with it. They just haven't been satisfied with the script, so they keep on rewriting it and rewriting it. I've heard a lot of big Hollywood actors attributed to it, from Brad Pitt to Leonardo DiCaprio. So it should be a good movie if they ever get it made. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed about that. So, like I said, go get World War Z. Read it. Highly encourage it. Again, it's by Max Brooks. Read it. Please, I highly, highly recommend it. Put down your books about vampires. There's 50 of them out there. and give some zombies a try for a while, please. You know, zombies are way cooler than vampires anyway.